Hey guys, Loman02, currently waiting in the queue for a cube match, cube draft rather, and then match is on MTGO. So the first thing that comes to my eyes is the Mana Crypt. I also see the Entomb. That is a good card as well. Metal Worker is quite powerful in the right deck. Thoughtseize is also, I think, a very first pickable card, as well as Ponder. Like efficient interaction and/or manipulation are both very strong. The Vidalcan Shackles in the right deck go right. That's a later pick. The fetch you could take, but it's not even a good fetch. So I think I'm going to take the Mana Vault here. I could also see taking Entomb because maybe I want to reanimate. But what do I wheel out of this if I want to reanimate? Probably nothing. If I take the Crypt, I could wheel the Metal Worker. There is a probability that I do. Obviously, with Crypt, you want to be in an assertive deck. So first picking this does mean that I don't really want to be a control deck. I want to be like, combo, or Test of the Secret gets this, combo or aggro of some sort. I could go mono brown. I have not done mono brown yet, and the Metamorph's quite good, but I think Grim Monolith's the pick up for mono brown, and the Tezzeret will likely come back because I don't think that card's that good in this cube. The Signet's fine too. Pick up the Grim Monolith though. Just tons of colorless mana. Like I think it'd be awesome if we get a mono brown deck. Like I've actually not drafted it yet this time around. It's been a while since I've drafted mono brown. It generally tends to be a hard archetype to actually play because you really need to get supported. Well, in mono brown, Ugin's quite good. Coercive Portal is actually not bad in mono brown, like because you're just not gonna have a lot of card draw. I think I'd take Ugin with a Grim Monolith Mana Vault though, or Mana Crypt rather. Yeah, I think that's better than the Coercive Portal. Like Ugin's just a high upside card, right? All right, well, we could take a perfectly reasonable blue card like Mana Leak, or we could take Demir's Signet, just ramp. I'm going to take the ramp, I think. The boots actually are not bad, but they're more likely to come back than the Signet is. And the boots can go in this deck because if you get Koldortha Forge Master and, Tinker, Koldortha Forge Master especially, you can, find the Blightsteel with it. If you have boots in play, put the boots in the Blightsteel, kill them all in one turn. It's kind of a cool combo. I mean, it was part of a combo in Vintage for a while back, like actual Vintage. So what I think so far? Well, I think our picks so far are very brown. And we'll see how they do. I guess not brown anymore. Now they're like a tinfoil, I don't know, gray. we have one true artifact, one Grim Monolith. I think we're gonna start seeing artifacts dry up though. Could also go Wildfire from this. Wildfire is not bad. I mean, Crypt, like I said, is gonna kill me, but Crypt is not Soul Ring. In some aspects, is better. Obviously, I could even play Paradoxical Outcome as my cards that I have right now. That'd be sweet, but that's Eye in the Cube though. um, well, someone's taking their time at the table. This player right here behind me is. And what are we hoping to see next? I mean, what am I going to pair this with? Like, ideally, red or blue. I mean, I've been passing some okay-ish blue cards. Like, Mana Leak's a fine card. Alright, Dig Through Time, Chromox, Splashiok, Goblin Welder. That's a way to get rid of the Mana Crypt. Yeah, get in there, you. I'll play Welder in this. Like, Ugin's obviously not an artifact, he's just colorless, but. I think. You know what I wish could happen on Moto? Because I know it doesn't work. I wish you could put Wastes in your deck. Like, how awesome would it be if I could play Wastes? Well, Wheel of Fortune, I think, is actually probably a little bit better than Walking Ballista. Because I feel like we're going to dump our hand really heavily in this deck. And it combos well with the Goblin Welder. Walking Ballista is also a decent consideration. Like, it is just a big, decent, value duder. Now, Wheel of Fortune is a more powerful effect. Alright, here, first contested pick. Giora is actually not bad in this deck. That's not the Chandra I would take. Giora is actually quite good in this deck. I'm going to try Giora out. I have a bunch of artifacts and nonsense. I have Ugin, which triggers her, Dimir Signet, Grim Monolith, Mana Crypt, rather. And, the mono brown, quote unquote, deck is generally, not really mono brown. It's like blue red, but mostly artifacts. So Jorah kind of makes sense. I mean, Jorah is a newer card. I don't think she's not good in most decks, but I think she'll be okay in this deck. Could also go to a sneak attack combo with this build. Like, it's got the right colors, the blue red kind of sneak and show coloration. Also drops sneak really fast. Alright, probably Mystical Tutor, and that's going to be getting our draw 7 right now. Yeah, it's better than everything else that's going on in here. If we want to special black, we could take the watery gray, but I don't think I'm down for that. All right, here. Oh, Metalworker, F. Yeah, and I figure like duplicate's very good too, but like I think the upside on Metalworker is a lot higher. Like, imagine you go turn 1 land drop, mana crypt, drop Metalworker, and have like 3 or 4 artifacts in hand, and just drop an Ugin like the next turn. Boots are probably still in one of these packs too. And I think for right now, I will play Boots in this pack. It gives Goblin Welder haste, which allows you to surprise folks, then give whatever you get haste with it. Yeah. It's good with Metalworker. So we are kind of like the Tinker deck. If you pick up Literal Tinker, that'd be quite good. I mean, it's pretty easy to find like a good artifact in the cube. Like, the best ones are probably Blightsteel. The best one is Blightsteel. The second best is probably Inkwell Leviathan, or in some cases, Mere Battlesphere is sometimes better. It's a faster clock. Tezzeret. Yeah, I'm gonna play that. Yeah, it gets Dimir Signet, Grim Monolith, Mana Vault. Can even get Metalworker. Yeah, it's good enough in the deck. Could even run Winter Orb in this deck. I don't know how good this deck is so far, but I do think it's going in the right direction. I think there's a lot of good synergies between the cards. I even think Wheel of Fortune is fine because I think decks like this will tend to dump their hands relatively rapidly. Okay, well, I think Jace is probably the right pickup, but I'm not happy to play him. I think the Greaves got picked up by someone. Alright, and actually here, I think a Braid is probably better than Electrolyze. I think I like it better here. Alright, put a Johnny in the sideboard. For this deck, I think a Braid's a little better. It's just we're going to need that interaction. We're not going to have it as much because we're going to have a lot of pretty committed cards. I think I take Inspiring Vantage. We could go Jeskai Machines. It's possible because I have a Johnny right now, and Johnny's not a bad card. Like, he's certainly worth playing if you can. Obviously, you need to make your mana great. I don't really have phenomenal mana right now. I haven't really been prioritizing that. I've been kind of trying to set up this deck, which... And Lightning Helix, that's also playable in a Jeskai Machines list or a Jeskai kind of control machines list. Although the more Jeskai, the more like colored cards we have, obviously the worse our Metalworker gets. You know, the worse our Tezzeret gets. And actually, the worse the Ugin gets because Ugin does not blow up colorless things. So Dak is kind of what I'm looking at. The Signet Maywheel Fast Bond is extremely potent. But I think Dak is good enough because he's like an answer to artifacts. Like, he's pretty good. I really don't want to play Jace Beleren in this deck. Like, I really would rather be like base red, and then like not have a ton of blue cards. Like Mystical Tutor's fine whenever you draw. You don't need to play it early. It's not like Ponder or Preordain or like Serum Visions where you need to set it up early. Tezzeret, it's a 5-drop. I mean, Jace could be right, but I already have the wheel too. I mean, the wheel is pretty decent. Come on, Power in this next pack. I would love to have a Mox or, a Soul Ring would be just out of this world. But Soul Ring I don't think ever goes later than pick 1, pack 1. Like, if it's Soul Ring plus or Ancestral Recall, it's probably still Soul Ring, I think. I don't know, it's close. It just really depends on the deck. But, I mean, like, I think in this deck, I would take Soul Ring over... Sorry, I lost my train of thought there. Over, what do I take here? Kozilek's interesting, but I think it's just Inkwell Leviathan. It fuels our Metalworker. It's a good Tinker target. Alright, here, there's another Signet. Oh, there's a Mindslaver. There's also a Coalition. Coalition Relic's one of the best rampers. The Slaver has a decent chance of coming back. Slaver is not a bad combo at all with Goblin Welder. I think it's more reasonable than, like, looping it with, ooh. So there's a Kiki Jiki in this pack. There's also Skull Clamp. Skull Clamp is not the highest upside card in this deck, but it is like ramp essentially with the Metalworker. I can put it on Welder, I suppose. I also really like Inferno Titan quite a bit. Yeah, Kiki Jiki's quite powerful, but like I'm not really doing anything. I've already passed the might. I mean, I'd rather give someone else that deck. The Phantasmal Image is also quite good, but I think I'm just gonna pick up the big stuff. Like it's kind of more of a Timmy draft. Like I have like big dumb stuff, but I mean, I really do need to fill up like the middle part of the curve and like the lower end of the curve, like just more mana. We could get that Golgari Charm back. I'd play it in this deck. This deck just wants all the ramp it can get, I think. No Time Vault anymore in the cube, so that is not an out in this deck. Yeah, Inferno Titan is just kind of a beast. I mean, it's probably a little worse than Consecrated Sphinx and Vintage Cube, but when comparing them, it's probably it may be the best Titan. Like it and Primeval Titan are very close. Like if you have great lands, like the value of Primeval Titan goes up a lot. But all right, well, Smuggler's Copter combos with which of my cards? A lot. Trinket Mage is actually really good in this deck, though. Pick up a Trink. It's quite good. Picks up Vault. I guess it only picks up the Crypt right now. Well, we'll make it better. I guess we can wheel that Skull Clamp, which I'd probably run in this deck. I mean, it's not horrendous, but unfortunately, the Inkwell Leviathan, well, it is an artifact. It's also blue, which means it can die to the Ugin. Just kidding. You have to do 9 to it. You have to minus this thing for 9. This deck does not have any counter magic. I don't think we're bound to see much. Really, for our interaction, we have an Abrade, and then we just need to overwhelm them, is kind of what we're doing. I don't know how well it's going to work, but in Mystical, does what? Wheel of Fortune, yeah. That's really all I can get. I guess you can get an Abrade, too. I think I would play a Mystical Tutor just for one Wheel of Fortune, especially in this deck where, like, card draw other than Giora is not really a thing. I guess we do have some card advantage. Like, Giora's card advantage, Inferno Titan against creatures is card advantage, Ugin's card advantage, and Tezzeret's card advantage. Maybe we do. Okay, so here, this pack's kind of interesting. I think I actually just take the Academy runes. The Hazaret the Fervent is kind of interesting, but I have a lot of big cards, so I don't think she'll be the last thing coming out of my hand. Let's pick up the Academy runes, and maybe we'll wheel that Mindslaver. It's certainly possible. All right, Emrakul of the Aeons Torn. Sadly enough, I think I just take the Mystic Confluence here. I mean, Emrakul is just a beast. We're in pack 2, right? So we could get a sneak attack. Yeah, the upside on this card is just so high. I can't ignore it. I am going to take the Winter Orb here. I think Winter Orb in this deck is going to be good. Consideration to Phyrexian Revoker as well. I would like to have that, but I think Winter Orb is probably going to be better. Alright, in this pack, the Signet did come back. We could splash into black for Tezzeret, which would be pretty good in this deck. I have a Dimir Signet already. I mean, he may be better. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 artifacts in deck. No, I think I'm better off just taking the Orzhov Signet here. Sadly enough, that Tezzeret's pretty cool, but I just don't really have the fixing like right now to do it. Maybe I'm lacking creativity. I don't think I have the volume of artifacts to make him like hit every single time. He is good though. I mean, like maybe that was folly. I think this next pack is the one that had the Slaver or the one after it. Okay, I think Faithless Looting is actually good in this deck because it enables Goblin Welder, and if we get the Duretti, we can trash for treasure with it. Plus, like, a deck like this is bound to have, like, it's going to have some dead cards in it. Like, you're going to draw, like, your big stuff when you don't really want it. You just need ramp. And getting rid of it can sometimes be good. The Emrakul is speculative. I should put that in the sideboard. I'm not hard casting an Emrakul in this deck. That seems unlikely. Cough of the Hammer or Needle Spires. Did I play Koth in this deck? I mean, Koth is just a threat. I think I'm going to pick Koth up just a threat in case I need it. Not playing any of this. Thragtusk, I guess. Um, Swift Spear, I guess. Hazoret. I could see possibly sideboarding that in against something. I don't know what, but maybe. All right, so the Mind Slaver did not come around. So someone else picked up a Mind Slaver. That's interesting. Like, you have to be really committed to do Slaver. Maybe it's just a pet card to someone. I don't think it's good in most decks. I think you have to be very committed to making it good. I do have the Academy runes, though, which is kind of interesting with this deck. Alright, so the Mishra's Workshop will come around. Like, no one else is doing that. And I think, like, what I'm just going to take here is the Coldortha Forge Master, because it is essentially an extra copy of Tinker. But it'll probably come around, too. But I don't want to have to put myself between those two picks. I do want to take Factory for this deck. Or, I'm sorry, Workshop. I think Workshop's going to be fine in this deck. Especially because we have a whole other pack, and we're pretty heavily committed to artifacts at this point. Then we have this pack right here. I guess this pack's not terrible because it does have, Force Spike, which is what I'm looking at. I'm just kidding. Volcanic Island will be the only card I'm taking from this pack. Which is good. Fixes mana. Always nice to have that. Alright, here we could have a fetch. The only artifact in here, maybe it's Is It Charm? Is It Charm or Arid Mesa? I don't think Vendilion Click wants to be in this deck, but I think Is It Charm has enough modality. And Gifts is interesting if we did get like a way to... I guess Gifts is interesting with Welder. Huh. I think I'm going to take the interactive card here. I don't have a lot of interaction. And Is It Charm is pretty... If you can play Is It Charm, if you have good mana for Is It Charm or you're already playing those colors, like I think it's pretty good interaction for red-blue. Maybe one of the best at 2 mana because it just does so much. It's Miscalc. It's Faithless Looting, one half of it. It's basically one half of Miscalc as well, or it can just kill something. It's a shock. So someone else may be on the mono brown plan as well. It'll be telling to see if we do get that workshop back. Because I do think I want it, but I think Coldortha Forge Master is enough higher upside than it is. The Abyss is actually kind of interesting in like a mono brown deck, but I'm not splashing for black right now. I guess I do have Orzhov Signet and Dimir Signet. No, that can't be right. I'm gonna pick up the Hangerback Walker. Like the upside on this thing is if you pick up a Tinker, like it's just a bomb with Tinker. So I'm at 24 minus 2 lands, 22. I probably want 1 to 2 more playables. Card draw also wouldn't be bad in this deck. I guess I have the wheel, but like compulsive research or like thirst for knowledge would be great. I even play like a Lodestone Golem. Haven't seen one yet, but I'd play him in here. Oh, Trinket Mage can also get the Hangerback Walker, which is pretty sweet. Alright, Sphinx. Do I pick up a card I just can't cast? I mean, what else would I take from here if I wasn't taking Sphinx? Like Bonfire of the Damned? That doesn't seem very good. Nicol Bolas, just for lulls? I'll pick up the Sphinx. I can probably fix for a couple of the colors. Alright, here. Sneak Attack? What do I have for Sneak Attack, though? I have Inferno Titan, Emrakul. I'm kind of, like, interested by this now. I think we do it. Another thing you do with Sneak Attack is, like, we can Sneak Attack in, like, a Coldortha Forge Master, blow up a bunch of crap, turn it into an Inkwell Leviathan, which will stay there permanently. Emrakul's obviously really sweet with Sneak Attack, too, because you can shuffle your library. Which if you, like, dig too much or lose too many threats, is pretty good. Alright, Fiery Confluence or Lotus Apetal. Or Sword of Body in Mind. I only have 9 creatures in my deck. I'm kind of, like, leaning towards the Petal here. As odd as that sounds. Gives me another thing to get with the Trinket Mage. Now, let's see. So we have one... We have a lot of, I'm going to pick it up, I think, actually. Like, I don't like it, but I think it's decent enough. Factor Fiction is probably what I'm taking here, yeah. Factor Fiction should never go that late. Like, I just think if you're even touching blue, like, it's such a good card. Alright, Mishra's Workshop. Sure. Can cast an Inkwell, can cast a Coldortha Forge Master. think it just generally makes the deck a little bit better. Pyretic Ritual, what does that do for me? Not much. Sweltering Suns is a great sideboard card. I mean, if I'm playing against White Weenie, I can just sideboard that in and not die. Gifts is pretty cool. So what am I weldering out with Goblin Welder? I guess it's just the Inkwell. And how do I discard it? With DAC, with Factor Fiction, and with Faithless Looting. That's about it. Oh, is it Charm too? Okay. Well, I've got a lot of mana in here, so we've got Grim, we've got this, and this. Wandering Fumarole is debatable. I probably take it. I'm never going to activate the thing for mana, and I hate that it comes into play tapped. I had the opportunity at a Spire Bluff, I believe. Doesn't matter. Just pick up the mono red card, I guess. Painful Truce. Grim. Grim, actually, I could see sideboarding in some matchups. Lightning Bolt, I probably just want to play that. Honestly, like that's like the best red removal spell ever printed, probably. Well, other than like Pyroblast. But what are you gonna do? That puts me at 13 lands. I think this is a 14 or 15 land deck. So what do we want to cut from it? Jora may just be too hinky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. She activates off 11 things. So we're like Shops plus Sneak Attack. Kind of a bizarre deck. Yeah, I'm going to cut the Jora for now. I think she's kind of slow. She's a lot of mana for like an investment card. Like you're probably not activating her a ton of times the first time you put her into play. So one more Mountain, and then probably what else do I not want in here? Mystical Tutor may also be too slow. What is Mystical Tutor getting? It's going to get Factor Fiction, Wheel of Fortune, Lightning Bolt, Faithless Looting, a Braid. Is it Charm? Yeah, I think I'm just going to cut that and put one more land in. Yeah, I think that's right. Alright, so let's save the deck. We're at 15 lands. We also have a Workshop in here. Let's give this a shot. Like, this deck looks sweet. Like, at least it's like just mono big crap, but I mean, like, it does look sweet. Can certainly do some very sweet stuff. Didn't get the Tinker, unfortunately. We got like the bad Tinker, which is Cold Earth the Forge Master. But it's still kind of Tinker. And the cool thing is, if you sack like 3 things with it, which we probably will to get, Inkwell, Leviathan, or whatever, you can just find Emrakul and shuffle your library back together and find those cards again. Or you can do something better, which is just Goblin Welder them about. Inkwell's pretty hard to kill, though. And if they do kill it, once, probably with the Wrath effect. Inferno Titan has to be right, too. Actually, yeah, if you sneak in an Inferno Titan, that's, 12 points of damage without any pump. That's a ton of damage. Inferno Titan is kind of a beating. Alright, so we're going to see how this blue-red shops list does. We're actually literally playing the card of Mishra's Workshop, which is cool. So we do not have to play this game, which stinks. My opponent's at 41 cards, so obviously they were undetermined as to what they should cut. And hopefully they make a decision relatively soon. Alright, well, this hand's a keep because, yeah, it just is. If we hit any red mana, we could just drop an Inferno Titan on turn 2. Yeah. I mean, so if I hit red mana on this turn, I am going to play the Crypt out and then play the Grim Monolith with the Crypt. I mean, I really don't want to show them all of this, but I'm going to do it. Play this out. Do you have a Spell Pierce? That would kind of suck. That would slow us down a lot. If they have just Force Spike, that's not as bad. If they were lamenting they had a Force Spike and I didn't misplay it. Alright, go ahead. And we're dropping an Inferno Titan on turn 2, which is... I mean, it's probably going to run into Mana Drain, or they'll probably just leave mana up and not do anything. Yeah. Fucking blue. He's thinking really hard. I don't think he has it. I think he's just trying to show that he has it. Player search for his Kanta. No? Or they're trying to next level me. Maybe I just jam it. I mean, they need literal heads. You know what? I'm going to go for it because I have a Wheel of Fortune on the next turn. So why not? Alright, Inferno Titan, Mana Drain. Slamming. Oh, just a leak. Okay. And actually, this like gets a counterspell out of their hand, and like I think I do want to get sneak attack down and then wheel into Emrakul. Yeah, that's our plan is. That's what our plan is rather. Or if we just draw it next turn, we can sneak it in. All right, Rishport, cool. I'm gonna tap my lands. Now they're gonna play like a Chase Balerin. All right, Trink. All right, Sensei's Divining Top. All right, win the flip. Win the flip. Force of Will. Alright, they're doing this just to keep me off of mana to activate it this turn, but like this is actually awesome for me because I don't have mana this turn. I don't have a threat this turn. So we now know they're playing Daze as well. Another reason I don't really care for Daze in the cube. Yep. I'm curious as to whether I play the Coalition Relic on or not. I don't think I do. Part of me wants to, but I don't think I do. They can tap a red mana next turn, though. Okay, since he's Divining Top, they're probably going to have to look. Alright, they're not going to look now, which is smart. They don't attack. Interesting. Tap a red mana. Tap the blue mana. Okay. Just going to wheel here. Just going to blow this dude up. What else do they have in their deck? Let's see here. Mindslaver? Okay. Commit to Memory. Well, they might have Welder in their deck. That would be a punishing. Okay. I assume Vendilion a click. Okay. It's kind of dangerous though, because like he's probably gonna take the Inky, but taking Inky is not a problem. I mean, it's like they probably take Dak Faden. Dak Faden is the most dangerous card in my hand. Inkwell is probably not the scariest thing I've got. That is an interesting line of play. Heads. We're gonna bolt this little fellow here. And I am going to play out the Clodotha Forge Master with haste. Get rid of my tapped mana. Yeah, dude. I don't know what you're going to do to top now to stop this. Find Mental Misstep. Is Mental Misstep really in your deck? Another pretty powerful option here is just to put in the Winter Orb. But no. Inkwell's got to be correct. Go ahead. I should have sacked the Clodotha Forge Master as well. And kept what? The Signet? Yeah, I don't think my mana count's relevant right now, though. I think what's relevant is I have Jace, or correction, Dak, and Sneak Attack. But that was a misplay. Should have sacked the Clodotha Forge Master and left the Dimir Signet in play. The question is, what the hell do they do about this? Winter Orb was also like Winter Orb, like with Sensei's Divining Top, seems rough. Seems like painful. This is a commit to memories and not. It'd be cool if they did that. Okay, is it charm? They're just digging. Trying to find the answers. What are the answers to Inkwell? Like, Inkwell is pretty much just Wrath. Like, Wrath of God or Bust. Or Race It. You can race it sometimes. He's not, like, the fastest of clocks. I mean, he's a 3-turn clock, but... Or she, whatever this amorphous blob of a Leviathan is. And if we find the Emrakul, we probably just win. We've got 18 cards left in deck. What are our chances of finding its top 3 cards, essentially? These mountains are no good to us. The only downside to dacking here is we're giving our opponent a lot more information. Yeah, more goofy stuff to do. Tap my land. Cool, dude. Like, yep. Couldn't be less relevant. Alright. Game. Alright. And, yeah. So, Sneak and Show Workshops. Submit. Could also put in the Sphinx of the Steel Winds. What does that do against them? They could bounce it or steal it with Dak, though. They're blue-red as well. I think we just stick with it as is. The deck's pretty cool. Winter Orb's going to be good against them, I think. It doesn't look like they have a lot of artifact mana, and they just, they're a blue-red deck, so they're going to be tapping to counter spells and whatnot. I think Jora is definitely bad. I mean, 3 toughness body seems really bad to me against blue-red. Yeah, so I think the deck's pretty cool. Alright, this hand's keepable on the draw. Wants to hit a mountain pretty bad, but if it does, it's pretty good shape, so just play on an Orzhov Signet. I have 2 turns to draw that as well. Well, we're going to lead off with that then and say go. Go Grim Monolith and get countered. I'd rather get this countered than my Dak. Yep, you got it. Nope. I don't think you counter that, to be honest. I think you wait and counter whatever I do with it. I think that's actually a bad play. Alright, what do you got? Got a Jace. Okay, Chandra. Cool. Card doesn't really scare me that much. I think it's kind of bad. It may kill me, though. It's going to give them some card advantage. I think I'm going to pitch this as well, this Lotus Petal. I would like to find a land here. So I can do some welder shenanigans. I would really like to find a land here soon, but, beggars can't be choosers. do shenanigans with like the signets plus the Grim Monoliths. All right, they plink the DAC. Yep. Shuffle all this nonsense back in. And actually, I thought I was going to get to Coalition Relic that turn. I'm going to try to set up a wheel turn, though. If I can get to red. Actually, I guess I have red mana off the Coalition Relic. They tap the Mishra's Factory or the red mana. Interesting question. This does something crazy, right? Tap a land. And Wheel of Fortune. Counter, I assume. Yeah, something. Yeah, I probably should have played that second. I thought of this, but it's whatever. They don't want to draw cards either. I think this actually advantages me because I might head on board, I think, because I have the DAC. But they could just blow my DAC up with the Chandra next turn if they just ultimate it. But they don't have anything else going on, so I don't think they're just going to like let this thing go to the bin. All right, they are. What do they find? They can top a bunch of stuff. So you're going to cast Commit to Memory a bunch of times. Okay. And that's your turn. All right. Nevin Jarl's Disc. Okay. Might as well just get this in because I can't do anything else. I do have an Ugin. Alright. I assume you have a counter spell. You know what? F that. I'm just going to draw. Get rid of those and say go. If they want to blow up the Nevin Jarl's Disc, that's cool with me. They need to find a threat, though. There's 16 cards in deck. Oh, they exiled all those cards, that's why. There's kind of a downside of that, huh? They don't have those cards left in their deck. Just max this thing out. Alright, done. If they have a counter, like a Remand or something cool, whatever. It's hard to Nevin Yarrow's disc a hanger back walker. I guess you could mind control it or something like that. Alright, they're going to duplicate it, but they're going to kill their own duplicate too. Which is fine. Yeah, they both die. Fine by me. I guess we still see. I should have played the land first. Actually, these lands can go to the bin though. That was actually still good to mill. I'm not going to activate because the land will die to the Nevin Jarl's disc if they pop it. Okay, they have a workshop of their own. God damn it, no. Just undo. We'll faithlessly loot here. I think I'm happy with that. Okay, next turn if I hit a land, I can hardcast an Ugin. Alright, Trink. I believe I still do have a welder in my deck as well. Fails to find, okay. Alright. Let's cycle the graveyard and library back up. And I think we got him here. I mean, this is going to be a big man. I think they couldn't really do this. They couldn't wait this long. But here's Nugan. Pop that thing. Say go. Yeah, game. I say the Nevin Jarl's display was interesting to me. Like I think they wanted to take me off. You know, I think they wanted to pop it as soon as they could. They played another piece of artifact mana and didn't do anything else. I don't know. Kind of in the same deck actually. It's kind of weird. I think my deck was a little better, but hey, they had some counter magic. I just had I think more big mana stuff going on, but I had more busted mana. I think busted mana tends to be better than answers. There's just says mana is possibilities. Answers, well, they're just answers. They're not, they answer certain things. For instance, counter magic does not answer mana lands. I'm gonna keep it, but I'm not ecstatic about it whatsoever. My opponent mulliganing down to 5 possibly, or just 6 on the play. I feel a little better. Alright, blue, of course. Alright, cool. Alright, Dak was solid. That's gonna bring this hand together quite nicely. If it resolves, it may be nice, but it probably won't. Alright, Evason's Pilgrim. So Winter Orb loses some utility against that, but Sweltering Suns becomes quite good. Okay, well, I think here I just pop this off and go for a Dak. Just for tempo purposes. Like, yes, I'm down cards, but I also have a Wheel of Fortune, so I mean, like, I can get back up on cards if I need to. Okie doke. So I think we ditch the Winter Orb and the Emrakul here. And say go. Oh no. Oracle. Alright, well, we're quite behind on mana here. That's very unfortunate. Izzet Charm would be nice. think I want them to draw the Crater Hoof so I can force him to discard it. They're obviously going to play a bazillion lands off the top. Alright, at least they're showstop there on landage. Okay, a Ruby. Well, at a minimum I can steal the Ruby, which is nice. And if we're real lucky, they won't even tap. But they probably will tap it. Okay, throw in Dynamo. Sneak attack. I think they just won, yeah. Alright, yeah. You got me. Is this lethal damage this turn? It's 13. No, it's not even lethal. Just take 9 to the face. Yeah, it's fine. Not going to block here. I'll take 9. Deck is down. I think we'll play the worker out. Opponents are also at 0 cards, so I mean, like, they're just praying for the top of their deck. So, like, right now, I don't think I really want to be pressing anything. But I can wheel next turn into a pretty interesting, possibly a very interesting metalworker hand. Alright, they're just going to hit a bunch of landage, more landage, and a Kozilek on top of their deck, which is going to kill us. So, we have to figure that one out. Yeah. Alright, they have another creature? What do they have in hand now? I guess I thought they were at 0. Did they get confused like I did and think the top of their library was their hand? Alright, they did. Yeah, I was going to say, I'm like, you don't have a creature in hand. I think you have a land. Yeah, or you. Oh, I'm sorry, you have Jace. You're not going to flip Jace this turn, though, so what's the point in bringing him out there hasted? Alright. So I die next turn. So yeah. I think what we have to do here is just go for it. Yep. Hmm. I don't really need any of this mana right now. I guess I can hit them for 4. Yeah, no, I think we just say go. So they're going to cast an Ulamog, this or whatever this guy is. This big dude. This big Eldrazi Cretan. Okay, draw a bazillion cards. Okay. So it's Rug. Rug dudes. Hmm. just playing Mana Dorks out, Sakura Tribe Elders. All this is fine. I don't know how I'm going to answer the Kozilek, but I'm going to figure something out, I guess. Oh, another interesting option is we could just play on artifacts to sack. I'm going to wait on the bolt. Okay. Okay. This dude does not have trample, does he? No, it does not appear so. If I exiled my Faithless Looting would probably be one of my better draws. Alright, protection from blue and what's a bunch of other stuff. Get the Metalworker here. And hopefully stay alive a little bit longer. Alright, Primeval, a Titan. That we can kill with Bolt plus Ugin. Okay. That's a weird card to have in that deck. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I'm kind of coming up on the breaks here. Alrighty, so try to get him for a little bit of damage here. Don't think it's relevant. Wonder if he'll attack me. Alright, so our Ugin goes to 4, unfortunately. Our opponent continues to give us information. So let's look at this deck again. So they have a couple dorks. Alright, they have an Ugin of their own. Alright, cool. Alright, we'll pack it in here. This is an exercise in futility at this point. We really needed to kind of run into a sneak attack in Emrakul or a Faithless Looting into, the same. I do kind of like our match, but I don't think it's impossible to win this. I mean, it's going to be harder. They have a very similar deck to us, except they're playing green as well. They're more land-based, though. Do I want any of this stuff? Sweltering Suns is interesting. No, I have the Abrade, the Izzet Charm, the Lightning Bolt. They didn't have a ton of little creatures. Turn 1 Dak, Faden. Keep. I mean, I'm going to do it. I don't know if it's right or not, but, I'm definitely going to do it. Because, what are they going to do against it? Alright, you go at it. Alright. Go. Don't blow up my Kadotha Forge Master. Let it stand. Letting it stand. Do they have counter magic? They could. Alright, we'll say go here. And we're hitting them for 10 next turn, 3 in the air, and 7 island walking. Let's 2-turn clock. Alright, yeah, that's enough. That was pretty busted. Alright, and run it back? Yeah, run it back. Alright, I have an Abrade, but not much else going on in this hand. We have to mulligan this. Yeah, mull. This is a keeper. Turn 1 mana door, we can answer. Yeah, we keep this. I like Faithless Looting too. Especially with Welder in hand. Yep. Oops. I'll just cancel that. Bolt the elf and say go. Alright, Sylvan Library, cool. It's really bad versus Dak, but I'm going to do it. Okay. Well, at least not a Dak. Hey, you. Gonna bolt my deck, get a 2-for-1 out of it. Nope, okay. Okay. Alright, go ahead. Now up to 5 mana, getting very dangerous now. We would like to find something with Dak, like find an Inkwell Leviathan or something like that. That'd be nice. Or a Sneak Attack, set that up. But we're coming into Primeval Titan territory now, and Library is certainly going to be helping out with that. We do have another run at Faithless Looting next turn to possibly set up a Welder so we can put 4 cards in the bin. It's not horrible. Alright, True Name is going to kill the Dak very soon, like next turn. So I can't really stop that. Alright, so I think we dig first here. Okie doke. Well, I think I kind of want to hold on doing that. Hmm. Alright, let's hang out here. We're going to put another counter on the Hangerback Walker, and we'll probably make some flyers. And I don't know what I get back here. I'll probably just get back a Coalition Relic just to make more mana. Because if I do draw the, I'm going to play to draw the Sneak Attack. That's really what I wanted to find here. More so than Emrakul, because they have the Mill Sword, and the Mill Sword will not really kill Emrakul. It'll just put it back in the deck. So Dak is down. Right? Yep, okay. Dak dies. Alright, Trigon Predator. And Sword. Oh, Sneak Attack would probably be game. Alright, well, the Trigon can get 2 of these opposed to the Coalition Relic. How much mana do I have? This is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Blue. It's spooky. Very spooky. So let's do the math here. So here's a play we could possibly do. Like Academy runes the mana crypt to the top of our deck because it costs 0 and just makes 2 mana automatically. Bring in a Dimir Signet. Dimir Signet comes in. It's +1. So I'm standing right now. If I charge this, this is the Coalition Relic is 2 mana, 3 mana off Lotus Petal, 4 mana off Gruul Signet, +5 up to 9, up 1. That's 4, 9. Oh, wait, can I do a crypt trick? I don't know. Yep, or we could just Mize. Yes! Alright, got him. I don't think they necessarily lost that, though, but that was pretty good. All right, well, I don't feel like I was winning that game. I guess the Sylvan Library was not finding stuff for him. I don't know. I do not know. Browntown though, slash blue red. Will we have more bonkers draws? Maybe. We'll see. This is certainly not as bonkers as the Storm deck, but it's still pretty cool. Well, I mean, this hand's perfect. I mean, keep. Yeah, go ahead. Like, the only way this gets better is if I draw Grim Monolith and I can play a turn 1 sneak attack. Okay. Alright, sneak attack, go. What are you going to do about it? They have disenchant is kind of the question. If they have an answer to it, that's pretty good. Then we're having a game here. Alright, we're not going to have a game. there's not going to be a game here. They're going to make a snake and they're going to die. Well, pretty close to it. Yeah, I lost the flip. Cool. I'll even have that to back it up. Yeah, okay. So here's the big question. I think what we want to do is this. I think we want to sneak this dude onto the board. I think we then want to Wheel of Fortune and unfortunately miss. Regardless, still pretty powerful turn. You know what? F it. No, this is actually still a really good turn. I mean, I'll just get rid of these dudes. Yep. And put in the Inkwell Leviathan and say go. You have an Edict effect. If you don't, I think you're just dead, my friend. Oh, they don't have an island, so if they play a Death Touch, I can just burn it off. Alright, animate dead on this thing. That's cool. I mean, it has trample, right? Okay, so I'll just burn this off, and I'll trample over for 6. Cool, go. Alrighty. Well, that was a very skill-intensive magic right there. Some true challenge. Definitely not as challenging to play as the Storm deck, but this is pretty powerful. It's got some things going on. Sneak Attack just makes any deck so gross. I hope you guys can see like why I think Sneak Attack is like up there and like is one of the most powerful cards in the cube. Like, it just does so much stupid stuff. That's also why I took Emrakul. I took Emrakul because I'm like, there's so many ways to cheat this dumb thing into play, and like it just ends games. Like you don't. I guess like it's kind of bad that way. Like you don't have to play a game. You're just like Emrakul, you're dead. But yeah, having to sack 6 perms there, I think you only had 5 on board is just game over, right? So hopefully in this next. All right, what do we got here? I think this is keepable actually. I'm gonna keep this. Like mulliganing into counter magic, like Jesus. I may just like Wheel of Fortune the first turn, anyways. All right, land go. Let me tell you what I'm gonna do. Let's just restart with new hands. I'll get my cards back. Let's look at your graveyard. Hymn to Turek. No, your deck does not look as powerful as mine. All right, go ahead. It's probably good, but it does not look that powerful. Yeah, I suppose that's the thing. Joda. You got a friend trying to break Omniscience and Standard. It's going to be in there, I think, in 2000 or 2019. All right, what do we got? Signet, cool. And go. All right, Shelldock Isle. A tapped land with Winter Orb is always nice to see. Then again, I am going to have to also probably utilize some of my actual lands under Winter Orb. Winter Orb doesn't really spook me though when I have like a bunch of busted artifact mana in this deck. All right, although I could kill myself with my crypt, but I think that's not going to happen. All right, so I think we just Faithless Looting first. And then probably get rid of one land. Metal Worker is not impressing me at this very moment, so I'm going to get rid of him as well. Play on another red source, and then unfortunately we're going to have to, I think we just pop this off. And say go. We can Faithless Looting again next turn if we need to. Wouldn't mind finding the Grim Monolith. Alright, cool. Tap the dual land. Tezzeret would also be quite good. They're showing counter magic at this point, though. Yeah, man lands do not beat Winter Orb either. Alright, heads. Won the flip. Cool. Ooh, that's interesting. Wait, is it? Yeah, it's interesting enough. I'll just wheel again. I'm lower on cards. I'm up on mana. I can't make a land drop this turn. If they have a counter, they can counter this, but then they're tapped out. And I still have decent plays. I still have a Faithless Looting. I still have this Is It Charm. I just kind of want to do it to make land drops. Like, the Ugin's not coming anytime soon. I mean, they're debating on countering it. Go ahead. Like, it's not per se great for you. Alright, so a land. And this. And go. I guess I did that wrong. They can counter this if they want. But, again, not a huge deal. So probably untap the Mountain next turn and then just, like, jam an Inferno Titan. That's a possible line of play. Or we could untap the Volcanic Island and leave ourselves open and possibly Factor Fiction. Probably do that, actually. I think that's stronger. So we do have the Emrakul again in hand. What they're probably debating is, like, do I counter this or do I counter... Their deck looks mono fair to me. My deck is not mono fair. So, yeah, it's been a while since I've done this, but this is actually a pretty powerful deck, too. I think it did come out pretty well. Like, seeing Teferis and, like, Painful Truths and, like, Liliana, Death's Majesty, Archchaser, like, 4 mana planes. I'm like, that's fair. That's fair magic right there. They could land one and, like, grind some value, but, like, I'm just looking to win. I'm looking to jam an Emrakul and kill him. Or jam an Inkwell Leviathan and beat them to death with it. Alright, cool. Yeah, I should have left open blue. Just in case they blow it up, I could just tap it in response and then Factor Fiction. That was wrong. Playing a little sloppy, probably a little tired. Plus, this deck's not that interesting, guys. I'll be honest. I'm kind of bored with this deck. This deck's just, like, cool. Like, if it works, it works, and you just win games. Play the Chase the Mind Sculptor. I don't really care if you do that. I think that would be actually actively good for me if you did that. I might kill it with the Inferno Titan right off, right? Alright. Heads. Lost. Alright. I'm going to Factor Fiction on their end step. I'm not going to try to jam into 4 open mana. They're just sitting here doing nothing. They have 15 cards. They could use their Shelldock Isle here. Actually, no. If they use the Shelldock Isle and they have something bust underneath it, we'll lose to that. It's fine. I guess actually, like, no, you know what? I have this up. I should have, nah, you know, I guess I didn't. Like, I kind of think, like, there's a line where I Factor Fiction and get the sneak attack. I do have, I'm short 1 mana to activate it, I think. No, I'm not. I actually have just enough. Alright, so you're fully untapped, my man. It's also Faithless Looting on my turn, too. It's crazy how much damage a Wheel of Fortune can do to a deck. They're down to 14 cards. I'm at 18. Alright. Wheel. Or correction fact. Alright, none of these are that great. Choose pile 1. Not what this card does. Alright, 2 mana. 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 2 mana Alright, opponent, come on. Well, guys, quick pause when my opponent does whatever the hell they're doing. Alright, back. Well, faithless looting here. I kind of want to set up a welder. I think we can wait on ditching the Emrakul out of our hand. Kind of like where we're at right now. Plus, we also have the Academy runes, which is quite nice. Are you gonna do something here? Okay. Help old Ashiok. They hit Goblin, a Welder. It's actually good against me. They also hit Mox and Mountain. Well, if I hit the sneak attack, I think I still win. Get a Mountain. Alright, Inferno Titan. Inferno Ginormous. So this dude mills for what? Mills for 3. Are they going to blow up the board? Well, that's pretty shitty for us. It's pretty much sneak attack or bust. Treachery's pretty bad for us. Alright, they got the sneak attack. I think we can just pack it in here. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and concede this one. We'll just pack it in. Like, we're not going to get there without the sneak attack at this point. They had the answer. That sucks. So I think of Koth. Koth is kind of a beat against like the deck they're playing. Just resub. Resub on this one. Yeah, most of our games I think we are going to win with sneak attack. Like I don't think the artifact portion of this deck is as good as the sneak attack portion of this deck is. It's unfortunate we did fail to find it in like the top, 3/4 of our deck. I think if we had, we probably won that game. As it became apparent, I don't think they were holding counter magic, or if maybe they were. It does not seem likely they were. They do have treachery in their deck though, which is of note. It's a good note because like we don't really want to get Inferno Titan treachery here. And they also have Ashiok, which is kind of annoying because this deck does go hard and gets through its cards pretty fast. Could also do with like a really interesting like turn 1 Metalworker into a ton of mana would be pretty sweet. Kind of hard to tell whether Winter was better for me or them. I think it was still better for me. I think they had to be careful with it. What about they don't put Transmute Artifact in the cube? I guess it is strictly worse than Tinker, but very cool card. Artificer's Intuition is another really cool one. I mean, there's not enough. You wouldn't. It would be a very niche card if you ran that. Tinker's obviously just more powerful, but Duretti's in here now. They don't have Trash for Treasure, which is basically like one Duretti activation at sorcery speed. All right. This opponent is brutally slow. Maybe it just feels that way. I'm going to keep this. And go. Okay, Mana Confluence. Just going to blow up my Metal Worker or no? No. Well, that was pretty strong. There may have been a better way to sequence that. I don't know. I do want the Kodortha, I think, here, though. Unless they go, like, turn 1 DAC. They probably wouldn't do that, though, because they'd rather get the Kodotha than they would the Metal Worker. And I can obviously cast the Kodotha Forge Master based on what they know I have in my hand, being a Mana Crypt, which I did not play here. Alright, if you're going to kill it, just kill it. Ashiok, a Recurring Nightmare. They're just casting that out. Alright, well, shields are down, boys. Yeah, we don't need a charge counter. F that. I'm just going to Winter Orb them out now. Go. And then we'll go for an Inky and hopefully kill them with an Inkwell Leviathan. Hopefully we don't, like... Yeah, I don't think much bad. Real bad happen. Like, Black... It would take power cards to really do bad stuff here. Or, like, Land, Mana Vault, which is close to power. Alright, well, do you have a control magic for my Kodotha Forge Master? If you don't, I feel very good about this. If you do, I feel pretty bad. Alright, Animate Dead on what? Oh, on Trinket? Okay. Trinky's fine. Forgot I ditched him. He only gets one card in my deck, and it's already in play, so Everflowing Chalice is found. I'm going to tap the blue mana here. I think that's better. Okay. So, unfortunately, I'm going to have to view this. Can I view this deck while I'm in the league? No, I can't. I guess I can't look at my deck. That's interesting. Alright, return to game. So here. What I can do is this. I can put a charge counter on this. And then I can randomly tap this. Untap both of these and put an extra charge counter on it. What is this thing doing? Cancel. Just cancel. Alright, so sack 3. 1, 2. Yes. 3. Inkwell Leviathan. And just go. I'm just going to do that now. I probably don't have to do that now, but I'm going to. I can also attack with the Tezzeret. Tezzeret artifacts. Can do Titania's, whatever it is, Titania's song with them. Alright, there's a chase, which can shrink my Inkwell Leviathan. You can have Treachery or Bone Shredder and Swamp. Let's see what they took. I mean, Treachery doesn't have a target. Alright, yeah, they just put the Treachery on the bottom. And I forgot to tap the Coalition Relic like a fool, but hey, what can you do? I don't think it matters here. I'm just kind of owning my opponent. Yeah. Games of Magic are being played. Just get wrecked. Get wrecked, man. Alright. I guess I should do this right and actually tap the Coalition Relic for another charge counter, because you can actually put multiple charge counters on Coalition Relic, come to find out. Voltaic Key, Tezzeret, I suppose Ral Zarek, who is no longer in the cube. He was only in the cube for Time Vault. Alright. Alright, you can have Ravenous Chupacabra or a bunch of worthless cards against Inkwell Leviathan. You can have basically any set of worthless cards you want against Inkwell Leviathan. Do you have an Edict, or Liliana or something like that? If you're tapping out this turn, you're not going to get to her in time. I'm kind of hoping to, actually, you know what I should do is find another creature. I'm trying to think if I have another artifact creature that's really small. I don't think I do in this build. Oh, yeah, thanks, man. You too, brother. Alright, well, 3-0. Mono Browns. Well, I guess blue, red, brown. Hope you guys enjoyed. That deck was not very fun to play. I'm sorry if I kind of sound like I'm dragging. That deck was just kind of like, okay. Here's what it does. But it's pretty cool. At the same time, it was a cool deck to build. It's kind of a cool deck to draft. Would I do it again? No, it wasn't a fun experience to play. It just kind of does its thing, and that's it. So, hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm going to cut it there. And, yeah, cube draft number 7 or 8. I don't know. But enjoy.